Nope.
Okay.
Good morning. My name is Anne Marie, and we're here for a Monday morning movement stretch, and we're about to begin. So, I have over here a chair for anyone that needs some extra modifications or things like that. I also invite you to bring some blocks out. So, if we're in a chair, we're sitting on the front edge of the chair, and your feet are not touching the ground. You can put blocks under your feet or books or whatever fits you, or you can just keep your feet on the ground so that your legs are in a 90-degree angle. If not, we're going to meet on the mat so you can start seated. And I always like to say when we first begin that anything that's not feeling good in your body, do not do it or ask for some help and assistance, and I can give you an alternate that we can try together. So we're sitting however it feels comfortable for you. Back is nice and straight and tall. Slightly dip the chin and pull it back just a little bit. Hands can be resting anywhere on the legs. I just want you to notice your breath at this time. We're not going to change it. Just notice if you're breathing into your chest, into your belly, whether you're breathing deeply or shallow. Maybe you're breathing just through your nose or through your nose and your mouth. Just noticing this morning. As we begin together, we're going to be moving with our breath, and I'll tell you about the breath as we move along. Right now, just be aware. We'll begin by inhaling through our nose and exhaling through our nose. Inhale and exhale as it feels comfortable for you. So your rate may be different than mine. Begin to relax your shoulders. So changing the breath just slightly so it's a little bit deeper, all the way down to the belly. And as you're breathing, I just want you to move your neck in any organic way that feels good to you, whether it's side to side or rolling or holding it. Just let's start that neck moving, warming up. This is a 30-minute session. I'm going to do my best to keep it to 30 minutes to honor your time. Let's just keep moving that neck and then begin to add your shoulders, whether you roll them or bring them up to your ears. Do one at a time. You can do both together. Now we'll begin with some of that breath I was talking about, moving on our breath. So we're going to place our hands outside, maybe the tips of the fingers touching the mat or touching a chair. So we're going to inhale, the right arm comes up, bending into the left elbow and exhaling. Inhale up and exhale to the other side. So I want you to breathe and move with your breath. Don't worry about what I'm doing if it's a little different pace than yours. Reaching up at the top, bending into the side, however feels good. And again, on that breath. So when you come down towards the side, it's an exhale. You come up, it's an inhale, like we're waving at the world. One more to each side. Remembering to keep our sits bones or our bottom on the mat, not lifting it off as we come up. And when you come up to the top, we're going to stop there and then exhale, both arms down. Beautiful. I'm going to turn to the side for this one. And if at this point your knee may be bothering you or anything, you can switch what foot is in the front. So I was sitting one way, that's really comfortable for me. And then I switched to the other side. It feels a little bit uncomfortable, but it's okay. Remember, like I said, anything that hurts, we're going to undo it a little bit. So if that means sending your feet out away from your body, that's perfectly fine. So hands are here. This is another stretch to get our back warmed up. So we're going to do cat-cow. So we're going to inhale, the chin lifts, sending the chest and the belly forward. And then we're going to exhale into cat, tucking the chin in, sending the shoulders back, pressing back. So the inhale, we come forward. And the exhale, we move back. So move at your pace with your breath. Again, if you want to hold in a position, so if I'm holding in cow, I want to make sure that I'm breathing, relax my shoulders, or if I'm holding in cat, same thing. Just make sure you continue the breath even if you're holding the position. One more of each. All right, we're going to continue with a little bit of a twist here. So we're going to inhale, the arms come up. Drop the shoulders down away from the ears. Exhale, your right hand is going to come behind your bum. The left hand goes on the outside of your right knee, if that's available. Inhale, the crown of the head tall. Exhale, see if you could take a look over that back shoulder. And breathe here. Feeling the twist in the center of your body. If you're pulling up on that right knee, maybe place your hand on top so that doesn't happen. Relax through your hips. On an inhale, bring the arms up, come back center. And exhale over into the other side. Left hand behind the bum, the right hand on the outside or top of that knee. Inhale, crown of the head goes tall. Exhale, look over the shoulder if it's available. Sure, don't record it. Super nice and tall. On an inhale, bring those arms back up, come back center. And then exhale them down to the ground. All right, I think that part of our body should be pretty warm. So we're going to bring our knees together, uncross our feet, and we're going to come over into tabletop position. So if you have any knee problems, you can put an extra pad or towel under your knees. So for this position, spread your fingers wide. Check your alignment, shoulders above wrists, hips above knee. So your knees are apart about hips distance. The tops of your feet are down on the ground. From here, we can also do our cat and cow. Inhale, drop the belly down, lift the chin up. Exhale, tuck the chin, send the shoulders high. Inhale up. And exhale, tuck. One more time on your breath. Okay. So I would like us to try a child's pose. You can send your knees out wide, max distance apart, bringing your toes together and sit back towards your heels. You can also put a blanket under those knees, and then you're going to walk your hands forward, bringing your head, your face down towards the mat. As you do this, take some big belly breaths, feeling the opening in the hips and the shoulders and the arms all through the back. Breathe deep. One more breath. On an inhale, begin to walk your hands back towards your knees. When you get your hands there, bring your knees together. And then tuck your toes under. So you're going to lift the hips a little bit, tucking the toes. A little bit of a toe stretch here. Don't forget about those important toes, the feet. All right, inhale and exhale. On this next inhale, we're going to lift our knees and begin to rock back and send our hips up high to the sky, walking our hands back to our feet. We're going to be hanging in ragdoll. Let me move up a little bit. So you can bend your knees as much as possible. You can even put your chest on your knees if you'd like. Grab your elbows, release your head and neck down. This is called ragdoll. So we can slightly shift back and forth, or you can stay in stillness, working on releasing the lower back. And if you don't want your chest on your knees, you can begin to straighten your legs, but keep your head pointing down towards the mat. Again, you can have a slight sway back and forth, very gentle. Deep breathing. Release your elbows. And I want you to roll up as slow as possible. Slow, slow, slow. It is not a race. It is time for our body to feel good and get stretched out. When you come up, your head is the last thing to come up. And then you're going to inhale those arms out to the side and up, breathing in. And then exhale, your hands can come down to your heart. We're going to do a little bit of movement here. We're going to put a couple of these movements together. So you can start at the back of your mat or the back-ish. Doesn't really matter. Make sure, look down, check that your feet are about hips distance apart. So I would like you to bend your knees, lower your arms. Inhale all the way up. And then as you exhale, we're going to forward fold. So bring those arms down to the front. You can bend your knees if you'd like. Go all the way down. Like I said, you can use your blocks here. You can put your hands on your blocks. Now we're going to inhale, halfway lift. You can do this two ways. You can inhale and put your hands on your shins, so your back becomes flattish. Or you can have those fingertips touching the mat or touching the block. Exhale, fold. So in a minute, we'll move on our breath the right way. Bend the knees, scooping the air, come all the way back up. Lift up, look up when you get to the top. Exhale, hands to heart. So what we're working on here is a half sun salutation. All right, again, bend the knees, scoop the air, come all the way up, and inhale. Exhale, forward fold all the way down. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, bend the knees, scoop in the air, come all the way up. Look up. Maybe bend back at the top. Exhale, hands to heart. All right, last one. Here we go. Bend the knees, scoop the air, come all the way up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, bend the knees, scoop in the air, come all the way up. Exhale, hands to heart. Beautiful. All right, shake those legs out. If you need to grab a drink or do anything special, go ahead and grab what you need. Otherwise, we're going to come on this long side of the mat. And we're going to do what I like to call sunflower rolls. So feet are a little wider than hips distance apart. So your toes and your heels are in line. We're not going to point the toes out or in. We're just going to keep right here. So what this one does is when we're at the top and inhaling, you're going to reach up as much as you can. And then we're going to roll around. As we come down, it's an exhale. You're going to drag your hands down. So whatever your flexibility in the backs of your legs is, you drag your hands from one foot over to the other. And then inhale up on the other side, stretching up tall when we get there. So if you need a little wider than you have right now, you can go ahead and just adjust as you go. So inhale the arms up, clasping the hands at the top. Reach up, look up for a second. Exhale, begin to roll, doesn't matter what direction. Keep your legs straightish. And as you come down, if you need to bend the elbows because you have more flexibility, do that. If not, fine. Inhale up to the other side. And make sure you stretch up, look up when you come to the top. And then continue with your breath. Exhale on the way down. Inhale on the way up. 2 more like that at your pace. Using your breath. Stretching your body. When you get to the top on your second roll, stop there. And release to the other side. Exhaling down. Inhaling up. Doing amazing. Maybe 2 more rolls. When you get to the top, release your hands and exhale them out to the side and down. Good. All right, heel toe those feet in. We're going to try a little bit of a quadricep stretch. So if you need a wall or a chair, I'm going to turn my chair sideways here. So our feet are hips distance apart here. Inhale and exhale. On your next inhale, begin to bring the left heel towards the bum. Maybe grab onto it. Hang onto the chair if you need to. It helps when you're looking at something that's not moving. So whatever you need here, this is good, perfect. If you need to lean forward, perfect. It's based on whatever your body needs now. If it's too much on your knee, maybe grab your strap. Or maybe you're just going toe touch, lifting the heel. Toe touch, lifting the heel. So feel what is good in your body and do that. And then what we do on one side, we're going to do on the other. So we can release that foot down. If it's still up, take a breath, check your feet, make sure there's no hips distance apart. Inhale, exhale. On the next inhale, slowly begin to bring that right heel up. So whether you're toe touching, you're balancing, you're holding on, just whatever feels good to you. Just want to check and make sure that your knees are kind of together. They don't have to be touching. Just don't want it out to the side. Getting that nice quadricep stretch into the hip right here. So if you were also touching, so it would look like this, toe touch, heel, toe touch. So working on your balance and your stretching of your muscles. All right, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Start to bring that foot down. And you're going to shake that out. Amazing. All right, let's work on our hips and our inner thighs a little bit. So we're a little wider than hips distance. Your toes are pointed out this time. We're going to come down into a yogi squat. Okay. So again, you can use a block or a book if you would like to. When you get down there, it might look like this, or this, or this, or you can lean against the wall. So what I want to make sure is that you have nice alignment. So when you get down here, back is straight, you're going to tuck that chin in. So we have to stretch all the way up our spine. All right, so here we go. Inhale, exhale, place the hands together, start lowering your body down, bringing your elbows on the inside of your knees. dropping your bum to wherever it's comfortable, gently pressing out on the knees, feeling the stretch, hips, inner thighs, maybe your back. Like I said, if it's a balance thing, you can lean against a wall. Take some breaths. On an exhale, place your hands down on the mat, pushing your hips up towards the sky for a wide-legged forward fold. Drop your head down. Breathe here. And then on an exhale, bend back into those knees, coming down slowly, bringing the hands back together in the center. So if you need more here, you can lift up one heel at a time, or you can tap your toes. If you need less here, you can come up slightly. Take a breath. On an exhale, bring those hands down to the mat. Send the hips up again, high to the sky. From here, heel toe the feet together-ish. Bend into the knees. And inhale, begin to bring your arms to the front and up. We're going to come right into a chair pose. So chair pose can be feet slightly apart, sitting back, or feet can be together. You can even, if you want more, squeeze a block, or maybe that feels good on your back. Awesome. Inhale, come up. Exhale, sit back down. On this inhale, we're going to forward fold. So straighten your legs, bring your arms down, forward fold. And then into ragdoll, grab your elbows, bend your knees slightly or a lot, it's up to you. And then sway gently back and forth. Again, releasing the lower back. Release the elbows, bring the hands on the shins, come up to flat back or half lift, looking down at the ground. Inhaling, exhale, forward fold again. Inhale, bend the knees, make the air come all the way up. Exhale, bring your hands to your heart. Terrific. All right, shake those legs out. We're going to slowly lower ourselves down to the mat. So however you want to get there, whatever is comfortable, bring your body down into a seated position. Your legs are long. So again, here you can be against a wall if that helps, or a piece of furniture. And I would like you to just, if you can reach your toes, just gently lift them up so that your heels actually come off. You're stretching the back of those legs. Just pick them up and let them go. Perfect. All right. Inhale, your arms come out to the side and up. We're going to twist again here. Exhale, right hand comes down behind the bum. Left hand goes outside the knee. Twisting through the core of our body. Looking over that back shoulder if it's available. Breathe deep. Inhale, back to the center. Arms come up. Exhale into the other side. Left hand behind the bum. Right hand on the outside of the leg. Inhale, lift up through the crown of the head. Exhale, look over the shoulder if it's available. Inhale, your arms come up and back to the center. Exhale, then down and out to the sides. Bring your fingertips right here into the crease of your hips. Inhale. Exhale, walk those fingers down the legs, keeping your back nice and straight. When you get down there, just hold for a second, and then inhale, walk those fingers back up the legs. Exhale, forward, down the legs. Back is straight. Inhale, back up. 2 more times on your breath. Breathing out on the way down. Nice work. Come to the front for me, or I'm going to turn to the front. We're going to come into butterfly pose, so bringing the bottoms of our feet together. So here again, depending on your body, your feet may be out further. You may like them real close. You might like them somewhere in the middle. Grabbing onto your ankles or your feet. Gently flutter those legs, the knees, sitting up nice and tall. Getting the most oxygen that you can into your lungs. So you can continue here, or you can grab onto the feet and slowly begin to come forward. So depending on what your body wants to do this morning, listen to that. When you get to your edge or the point that you're like, oh, that's a good enough stretch, it's not too far, it's not too sitting up too high, you're going to hold it there and just breathe. And then on an inhale, slowly roll up. Grabbing the outside of the knees, push them back together. Let's spin to the long side of our mat if you're not there. We're going to do something called legs up the wall. Because I don't have a wall right here, it's going to be legs up the chair. But you can bring yourself slowly down on your forearms, then all the way back. And then you're going to bring your feet up in the air. So I can be there, or like I said, if I had a wall, which I don't, I have a chair. You do this on the chair, just bringing your feet up. So the majority of the day, we spend time on our feet. Here we're giving our feet a break. So I want you to feel along the back side of your body. Make sure your shoulders are melting into the mat. Slightly tuck your chin down towards your chest. If you need to rock back and forth, making sure your hips are good on the ground. Take some deep breaths. If you're here and it's uncomfortable, we can go into what's called happy baby. So you can start bending your knees. You can grab the outsides of your feet and pull your knees down towards the ground. Another option is to put your first 2 fingers between your big toe and the second toe and grab on and pull those down. So the part of happy baby is to rock side to side, just like those babies do. They pull their feet all the way down. They put their feet in their mouth. So you can be up again with legs up the wall or waterfall, or you can be here in happy baby. When you're ready, begin to, wherever you are, to bring your feet down towards the mat, bending your knees at first, bringing those bottoms of the feet all the way down. We're going to come into our final resting pose. So you have a lot of options. You can stay here with your legs bent. You can touch the bottoms of your together again in butterfly pose or reclined butterfly pose. You can be flat on your back. You can be on your side, your belly. So what we're going to do in this final resting pose is we're going to try to stay either with our breath or with an intention, or keeping our body just nice and still to enjoy all the stretching that we've done. In a second, I'm going to be quiet for about 1 minute. Then I'll come back and we'll wake up our bodies. I'll do a brief reading for the day, and then we'll be all set for our day. So inhale, exhale. If any thoughts come to mind, acknowledge that they're there and allow them to move on for later. Right now, we're enjoying our peace, our quiet, and our stretched out body. We'll begin to slowly wake up our bodies by wiggling our fingers and our toes. Roll through the wrists and the ankles. Bending the elbows, moving the knees. I want you to transition slowly to a seated position. And the way that we get there is we slowly turn over to one side. And then allow your body to settle there. Once you feel settled, then you'll slowly push up using your arms, coming into any comfortable seated position that you would like. Today's reading is Learn to be Calm. I feel strained and tense when I begin to drive along the Redwood Highway in Northern California. I had wanted to take another road, one quicker but less scenic, to get to my destination. At the last moment, I decided to drive through the trees. Thousands of redwoods grew hundreds of feet into the air. Some stood tall and proud. Some seemed to have their necks craned so they could peer down on the highway. Some grew with roots connected like their families. Some stood alone. Mile after mile, for as far as I could see in any directions, thousands of trees surrounded me. Their power and message became inescapable. It was one of calmness, patience, and growth. For hundreds of years, they had been there, patiently seeing things through. Little ruffled them. They just kept on growing for all those years, steadily, patiently, peacefully, and calmly. They had been there enough, seen enough to know not to worry. Things work out. Change happens. Life continues to evolve. I didn't see one tree hurrying or worrying. They have been here long enough to learn life lessons well. Learn a lesson from the redwoods. Let them teach the power of patience and calm. Life goes on. Things happen. People change. Times move along. There are stories to live and stories to tell, but we can be calm and know that always all is well. So if you feel comfortable, I'd like you to bring your hands to your heart. Check in on your breath from where you began to where you are now. Feeling the calmness, feeling our bodies relaxed, stretched, ready for our day. Thank you for allowing me to guide you through this practice today. All the good things in me see all the good and light in each of you. And together we say, Namaste. Thank you. Enjoy your day.